Hi, friends, and welcome back to another gaming discussion. My name is Earthquaker, and today we are going to be talking about what we might be seeing in Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order 2. So, first things first, I want to talk about maybe my largest question going into Fallen Order 2. When does this game take place? I am predicting that we're probably going to be somewhere between 6 months to 2 years after Fallen Order ended. Probably not immediately after the end of Fallen Order. And I think this is probably best because Cere is smart and she's been evading the Empire for such a long time at this point, and I'd say Cal as well, that they're going to be pretty good at evading the Empire. So we're going to be seeing them after they've had some time to get to know each other better, have more of that master-student relationship that Cal's been missing since Joe DePaul died. And I think the big events that we're going to be seeing throughout this story is maybe a story about the Imperial Inquisition and Vader trying to find Cal. They don't know that Cal has destroyed the holocron with all the information about the Force-sensitive children. Palpatine wanted this holocron very desperately, though he really didn't have a means to open it because only Jedi can open Jedi holocron. But he still wants that information. So we're probably going to be seeing some amount of the Inquisition still coming after Cal. Obviously, there's some Inquisitors we haven't met yet during Rebels, during any of the extended material that we've had so far. So we might be getting some of those Inquisitors in the next game. Probably not a big role from Vader himself, though I would like to see him more involved in the main game directly. But I would say one interesting thing that we could see during this time period as well is maybe now that we have the Bad Batch characters and we have more Cade Bane coming out in recent material, it'd be cool if we could maybe see some of the events that are happening with the Bad Batch 5 years into the Imperial reign. It'd be really cool if we had bounty hunters coming after Cal more aggressively now, so we might get Cad, we might get Boba, we might even get Fennec Shand. And I think that would be a sick way to introduce some of the bigger characters that we're all hoping to see while still keeping Cal under the radar from other Jedi. Obviously, one of the most important parts of any game is its gameplay, so I'd like to address what we might be seeing in terms of gameplay for Fallen Order 2. I think we're going to be sticking with the main Metroidvania RPG Dark Souls-esque style that we've had with the first game, though hopefully with a more expanded selection of Force abilities. Since Cere is now able to teach Cal, we might be able to learn some abilities that he wasn't able to learn during the first game. Ideally, I'd like to see more planets to explore. Obviously, we need to pick a new host of planets that we didn't visit in the first game. But I think we're going to come back to that in a little bit. I think one thing that we're really missing from the first Fallen Order game, especially in a Souls-like game like this, is multiplayer. I would like to have both local multiplayer and online multiplayer. And I know you're thinking, well, how are we going to have multiplayer when Cal is the only Jedi that's really available during this time period? But we do have Cere available with him, so I think it'd be really cool if we could have maybe a tag team kind of Cuphead style of co-op where we have player 1 be Cal and player 2 be Cere. And if there's no player 2, then you're just playing Cal. Cere can relay communications back from the ship, and the dialogue could be the same between her being present with Cal and her being back at the ship. One thing that would also be really cool is if we got to take control of Greeze and have some, maybe not space battles, but at least kind of like flying away, dodging TIE fighter sections, really more embracing the Star in Star Wars, and letting us get to see what other kind of ships kind of control like outside of, you know, what we have in Battlefront 2 at the moment. Wrapping back around to the planets, I feel like most of this game is probably going to take place in the Outer Rim. It's just the safest place to be during the Imperial reign. The Empire has a very tight grip on the galactic core and the mid-rim, but there's a lot of space in the outer rim that just isn't well protected by the Empire, and that's where we see the majority of the actual original trilogy take place, is in the Outer Rim. So we might see some of these planets that we've visited before in the movies, but there's some other planets that have come from previous works that we haven't really gotten to see in canon yet, that I'd really appreciate getting to see. So I think one place we could really use some spotlight on is Nal Hutta, which, if you're not familiar, is the home planet of the Hutts, and it's kind of like their capital. It's where a lot of the underworld trade throughout Hutty's space is actually conducted, where everything goes to and from. Most importantly, one of the Outer Rim planets that we might be able to see is Moraband, which I believe Yoda did visit during the Clone Wars, and Moraband is actually the same planet as Korriban, which was the name during the Old Republic, during the time of Revan. I think this would be a really cool tie-in for the new Star Wars The Old Republic game that is coming out. I believe that's probably just going to be a straight remake, but we can go over that at some point down the road. There's a lot of history in Korriban, and it would be interesting to see Cal visit such a dark place. Even Yoda had some trouble while he was on Korriban, so seeing what Cal and Cere go through there could be very interesting. And we also have some more run-of-the-mill planets we might be able to see. Tatooine has been very popular lately. We probably will wind up going back. And then I also believe we might be able to visit Crate, Solist, or Navarro, which have been planets either mentioned in previous Star Wars works or planets that we have seen recently in other Star Wars games or Star Wars media, such as The Mandalorian, the Disney Plus shows. So that essentially comes down to Outer Rim. I think it'd be really cool if we got a chance to see anything that is going on in the Galactic Core during the Imperial reign, but it's probably not going to happen. It's just too dangerous for any Jedi during that era. But what do you think? Leave a comment down below letting me know what you'd like to see in the next Fallen Order game. If you liked this video, give it a like, and if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe and notification bell to see my latest content. You can join us on Discord over at discord.gg/thebonfire, and I'd love to see you over on my Twitch streams at twitch.tv/earthquakergaming. Thanks, we'll see you next time, guys. Bye!